Hello and welcome back to New Hampshire's #1 sports podcast, where two of the hosts have never won fast money on Family Feud. It is the Never Worse podcast. And listen, I said two because it is a threesome for the big game. I am joined as always by my brother Tim, and we're getting Jack. Pitchers and catchers are reporting next week, so we got him on here. Get the cobwebs out, shake the cobwebs out.
I'll tell him. Look, guys, Murph told me that he really is pissed that it's me instead of him for this preview.
Okay,
And
well,
he
I gotta
was
tell you,
just
I
here.
thought you were talking to Christine and ruined my intro, and I was
No.
really mad for a second.
No, I'm sorry. It was Murph. He was. You just missed him. He just left.
So you guys, you don't know
He's
what
got
it's
bad
like
timing.
what it's like to have the bright lights, Steve Harvey staring at you. Tim
That's
would crack. So here's. I was thinking about
specific
this.
I'd be so sweaty.
I was thinking about this. Jack, I think you would fare well. I'm going to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Tim would say the same answer for all five things.
He's
I'm
the
gonna
turkey.
I'm going to say a rabbit. Okay. It's just like
For all our listeners out there, I would be this shade of red on YouTube. And yes,
Listeners
sweating.
couldn't see what shade of red that was, but
on YouTube, Jack, we're live.
We're not live. Tim still doesn't
What?
get it.
live to tape, baby.
Anyways,
What are we even doing here?
Tim would be the guy where he'd be like, okay, name your favorite drink when you go out to a cocktail party. Rabbit. Name the fastest animal in the desert. That's a rabbit. That's actually could be close.
A
One of
desert
them would
rabbit?
make
Points.
sense. One
some
would make
points.
sense. He would just. But anyway,
I wasn't cut out for the bright lights. What do you want me to tell you?
I was trying to think of something about like no career 3-pointers hit.
Some way to
Or-
make yourself seem better than us, even though
Yeah,
I have a career
Yeah.
3-pointer.
Then I was thinking all-stars, but
It's only one of us.
so I didn't want to leave everyone out. But I listened to the last one that we did, a three-way, and I did leave Jack out because Jack, you know what? You don't get it. You don't get the heat in the baseball podcast. It's more sophisticated. It's America's pastime. There's no joking. You can't joke.
we're very serious.
Yeah.
You should see our Hall of Fame ballots. That's how serious we are.
Super serious. And
I'd like to see him.
So, when Jack's a guest, when Jack's on this podcast, I like to, rib him.
That is
Get
true.
him.
I'm not a co-host today. I'm a guest. I'm just here to field some questions, talk about the big game. I will not get this
Are we-
podcast
we're not
in
allowed-
trouble with
we're-
copyright infringement. Oh, no.
We're still not allowed to say it. We haven't gotten that far yet.
I will refer to it as the Super Bowl, and they can.
Well, in the rundown, you said the big game.
There goes the studio.
So
You're going to be trading those new books in.
they're not new. I've actually read them all. Do you want me to give you a brief synopsis?
Nope.
This is not mirrored. Larry Bird, good at basketball.
Who's that
Dream
about?
team. They were better than the world at basketball, and
That 1 year.
this was about the Negro Leagues, right here, who are now in MLB The Show, which is very exciting. I texted Jack. It's great news, and I mean, it's crazy. I'm watching Ken Burns baseball, and I'm like, oh man, I wonder if the show's ever going to put Negro League players in the show. Boom,
Boom.
IVSP.
I
Which
believe
makes-
it was conveyed to me as you are Rob Schneider from Surf Ninjas.
Yes, if I say what if,
Quan Su, dude.
yeah.
I just
And
showed
just
a bunch
because
of
of
guys at
that
work
conversation,
Surf Ninjas.
I did a 5-minute watch of some Surf Ninjas videos, just a quick compilation.
It's great.
And yeah, it was great. But what was ultimately great is it led me right to the 3 surfer dudes who try to kidnap the 3 ninjas. If you haven't seen it in a while, it's cinematic gold, and I suggest a rewatch.
I hit a rock. It totally dinged my board. I believe that's a line. I'm pretty sure the same exact writer, director, crew, everything from Citizen Kane worked on Surf Ninjas.
Ooh, that would make sense. There is a lot of mystery.
Yeah. Speaking of mystery, who knows who's going to win the big game? As this weekend, the Eagles and Chiefs will face off for the granddaddy of them all. No, that's the Rose Bowl. the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
And my first question I want to pit to you guys is the Eagles' defensive line is pretty relentless. But Patrick Mahomes is pretty darn special. Although everyone hates Pat Mahomes and Tony Romo now, that's like the thing that came out of the AFC Championship game.
He was faking an injury.
Okay. See, Tim's in here with the spice.
Good.
And
Good.
so the matchup of the D-line against Pat Mahomes. Who advantage who? Are you worried about Mahomes scrambling around on a bum fake injury, as Tim would say? Where do you what do you think? We'll start with you, Tim.
I think the advantage goes to the Eagles because KC's offensive line is not that good. And the Bengals were able to push Mahomes out of the pocket a little. I don't think that he's that hurt because if you had a high ankle sprain, you wouldn't be doing those things. But I go that Hassan Reddick is filthy, and he absolutely destroyed
good.
the NFC Championship game. And I just don't know who's going to block him. They're going to have to keep a tight end in all game. Kelsey is going to have to chip every play.
Yeah, I don't think the offensive line for the Chiefs are as bad as everybody thinks. I think they were near the top in nearly every category that rates blocking. And I think that Patrick Mahomes is not Brock Purdy. He can move around and he senses pressure like, I don't know, maybe only like two other quarterbacks that have ever played before. And I think that he's the best player in the NFL. And with a healthy Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, I think they easily, with their dink and dump offense to Pacheco and McKinnon out of the backfield, I think they can beat a pass rush. They can beat a ferocious pass rush.
So, according to PFF, the Eagles had the number one pass blocking offensive line, and the Chiefs had the number 7. So I'd take number 7. Actually, surprisingly, the Patriots were 12. So who knows about these stats? But
those are questionable. Those are now in question.
That also has to do with how your quarterback senses pressure, but we can save that for another time.
Or 12's high. What are you suggesting?
Or how you
12 is good. That's in the
calling
top
plays in time.
Top, yeah.
But anyways, I kind of. So Mahomes only got hit once by the Bengals, or sacked once. If his ankle is not a high ankle sprain, if his ankle is not as bad as it seems, and he's now had 2 more weeks, I don't
like that Chinese balloon.
I don't, Tim. That's for the other podcast. I don't see, honestly, like. He's gonna be able to get his passes off. He might get hit. He might get sacked a couple times, but this is not going to be like against the Bucs in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
No, I don't know. I think Hassan Reddick will probably get to him. He's nasty. I don't know, that edge rush that like is perfect for Super Bowl winning teams. He has it, but somehow I think he's playing against a guy who knows how to go against a decent rush like that, especially one from the outside.
Also, the way the Chiefs like match up overall with the 2 tight end offense that they've been running is the worst matchup for the Eagles defense. Every time the Eagles have lost this season, it's been mostly against 2 tight end sets on the offensive side, and that's pretty much what the Chiefs have been doing all playoffs. I also agree that with the dink and dunk, like maybe they won't pressure him as much because they'll just be dropping it off, but I think the Eagles linebackers will be able to keep it in front of them. I don't think there'll be a lot of big
an Eagle
plays.
linebacker can't cover Travis Kelce 15 yards down the field.
Fred Warner is not in this game.
That's not dink and dunk 15 yards down the field. That would be a big play in this game, in my opinion. 15 plus.
That's the other
We should-
podcast that Tim's on about the Chinese balloons called In My Opinion.
I thought it was going to be Sons of Freedom, and it was you and him just tossing out conspiracy theories.
No, Sons of Freedom would just be like me saying, Tim, that's bullshit. Where'd you hear that?
Google.
I Googled it. It was a headline.
One of the guys that came through the other day said it.
No, this guy I work with. Do you work with him or did you see him at work?
I saw him at work.
So
who's telling me a lot of good stuff.
yeah, so I think the pressure, I don't think it's going to be outstanding. I think it's going to be, I don't know. I just don't see Pat Mahomes.
It's going to be better than what the Bengals brought.
Okay. But I'm saying like Mahomes, Reed, Bieniemy right now are just kind of like, that pass rush is nasty. Hassan Reddick is nasty. This is what we have to do to beat it.
They had 2 weeks to do it against the Bucks too, and didn't come up with a good game plan.
That they had no one left on their line. They were decimated on the offensive line. They went out the next year and
I don't know.
spent
I'm just not
on
that confident that they're going to be able to shut down the pass rush.
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but I did hear this report. Longtime NFL writer said quarterbacks don't like it when you pressure up the middle. If they get pressure up the middle, it makes quarterbacks uncomfortable.
I hadn't heard that.
Insightful. It's so insightful. I liked it when they show the mic'd up guys on the sideline who said he doesn't like getting hit. Like, who does? who likes that?
Football guys,
Tough guys.
get me out there. I'll take a hit. I wouldn't. I hated getting hit.
That's why he spun the wrong way.
Tim's got one line. For 2 years, I've been coming up with jokes about Tim, and every time Tim just goes, "Yeah, you spun the other way. We would have won."
Yep, back-to-back Super Bowl champs, but we would have won on that one play.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
From 84 yards away. All right,
You're gonna outrun all those kids from Worcester South.
here we go. So this is another thing that's making its rounds about the big game. So the Eagles have played some not so great quarterbacks. And I could just run through all of them. Let me do this here. They beat Jared Goff. They beat Kirk Cousins. They beat some iteration of one of the Commanders quarterbacks. At this point, was it?
It was Wentz.
It was Wentz. So that's not good. They beat
I got
Trevor
a question.
Lawrence.
You're legitimately not going to go in order?
I am going in order. I just
you're
did
not.
week 1, 2, 3, and 4. Trevor Lawrence was week 4.
There's a guest here.
Week 5 was Kyler Murray. Are you Tim? Did you go the opposite because that's how you want to do our countdowns about food? Then
He wants to start with one.
yes, Jack. Thank you.
Oh my god!
First of all, thanks for listening because I've yelled at him about this twice now. Then they beat Cooper Rush. But yeah, he wants it. We'll get there. We'll get there with the food. They have bye week. They beat, was it Trubisky? Was it Pickett? We don't know, but
Either
now we
way.
do.
It was Pickett.
It was Kenny Pickett, who had a worse passer rating than Chase Claypool and Najee Harris in that game.
That's not fair. They each threw one pass.
They completed it. Davis Mills. They lose to Tyler Heineke. Oh God, I keep having to click on which. I don't know which Colts quarterback it was at this point. It looks like it was Matt Ryan. Okay, Matt Ryan's still playing.
Again, either way.
They beat Aaron Rodgers but give up 33 points. And then it's Ryan Tannehill. Not good. Especially Oh, yeah, he got hurt and then Malik Willis came in. That's what it. Beat Danny Dimes, beat Justin Fields, lose to Dak Prescott, lose to the Saints. At that point, it was probably the Red Rifle.
Yep.
Then they beat Danny Dimes, beat Brock Purdy with no UCL, Josh Johnson, and Christian McCaffrey in the Wildcat.
So are we calling Aaron Rodgers the only good quarterback that the Eagles have beat? Because he sucked this year.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I guess Dak's a mediocre quarterback.
But they lost to him. They beat Cooper Rush.
Oh, right. I've said it all
year. My point on
long.
Aaron Rodgers is he's decent enough. He scored 33 points. So, like, against a good quarterback, he wasn't great. He was probably good. They gave up 33 points. That was like the point of.
Okay. I think they're the most boring top seed in NFL history. They don't do anything. The only thing about the Eagles are, like, the exciting part is A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And I get that Jalen Hurts can lift 600 pounds. If you haven't heard, he can lift 600 pounds. And
I
he's
actually
a quarterback.
had not heard that, but
I saw a video, but I also didn't see him put the weights on. So those could have been.
Oh my God! Save that for the other podcast too.
But I lifted a porcelain toilet today and dumped out the water. So we all have feats of strength. So okay.
Like while you were
go back to my point, I
spilled.
think they're super boring.
I'm usually wrong about the Super Bowl. But I have like no feeling on this game. And when I started to hear these stats like last week, I was like, oh, this is very interesting. Because a team I pay very close attention to has beat some shitty quarterbacks and turned out not to be very good. That's the New England Patriots. So I honestly don't know how I feel about the Eagles.
I'm going to go on the record right now and say the Eagles are better than the Patriots.
I think that's a fair assessment.
not my point.
Just clearing that up.
I don't know if I agree with Jack saying they're the most boring team, number one seed, but
the Titans were a 1 seed last year, weren't they, or 2 years ago?
Give the ball to Derrick Henry. That's exciting.
But they didn't beat anybody good, really.
No, I mean, the best team they beat was probably the Giants.
Or the Cowboys, I guess.
Jags were a playoff team.
Jags were, but the
too
Jags
early.
sucked
Too early.
early on. But, Tim, the Cowboys they beat didn't have Dak.
Yeah, but they beat them. Oh, they lost to him later. I don't know.
What was the best team they beat? The Lions or the Vikings?
The Patriots beat the Lions handedly.
The Vikings were.
Are we saying that the Patriots would win the Super Bowl if they were the AFC team?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, you keep bringing it back to the Patriots, Tom.
No, Tim brought up the Patriots. I brought up the Lions.
And the Patriots beat the Lions, if so facto. Here we are.
No, but I'm just saying, I think the Lions, the Jaguars, and the Vikings of the first 4 weeks of the season were not the Lions, Jaguars, and Vikings of the last 4 weeks of the season.
I'd agree.
I think the Vikings got worse and the Lions and Jaguars got better.
I mean, probably the best team they beat was the 49ers.
But Josh Johnson was playing quarterback.
I know.
And
they still had to beat that defense. They still scored 30 points on that defense.
Yeah, but Josh Johnson fumbled the ball off the snap right before the half, and then they scored. There was weird shit. They were the Lions. I mean, here I am with the Lions again. The Niners were the best team they beat. In a full strength Niners game, I said to Tim last week, I wish we saw that.
I think the Niners win.
What is a full strength Niners? Full strength Niners is probably Brock Purdy at quarterback, right?
No, it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, Purdy doesn't get hurt, and Purdy can
I think
throw
they
a
win
ball.
that game.
Purdy versus Joe Burrow would have been such a cool story. The last guy in the draft and the first guy in the draft. That would have been really cool.
And that would have been very financially great for me.
Not one of these normal 11-leg parlays. So we're all in agreement. Like, it's kind of striking the teams they've beat. It's not great.
I will argue that
Okay.
I'm going through the Chiefs schedule right now. They didn't do anything that great either.
The Chargers
So
are better
maybe
than any team that the Eagles beat. They lost to the Bills.
they lost to the Bengals.
They lost to the Bengals.
I think the Raiders are pretty good too.
Yeah, did they
Who's
have
the-
did the Raiders did they play the Raiders and did the Raiders have Lamar at that point?
Raiders and the
Oh,
Ravens.
Raiders. Oh, whew, jeez. Listen to
No,
me.
well.
I am.
Well, they lost to both teams, or they beat the Raiders, and they didn't play the Ravens. I don't know. It's just nothing like.
My argument being, I think that the AFC West is probably better than the NFC East. Broncos and Commanders both stink.
NFC East had 3 playoff teams. How many did the West have?
2.
Well, there we go. So which division's better?
Also, Tim,
Which number is bigger?
can I bring up one little factoid you kind of overlooked in that whole thing? The Chiefs have beaten in the playoffs the Jaguars, and they beat the Bengals. They beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
With the referees?
Oh, here we go.
We're going to have to shut this podcast down.
Tim's, you know what it is? Tim's all juiced up that Jack's here. He's like, "Ooh, new guy."
I know who he is.
Yeah, but you don't know my takes.
Yeah.
No, that was a good take. The boring team. I wasn't expecting that.
That's very. It's really. I have swayed back and forth on who I'm going to pick at the end of this segment, and I'm going to tell you, I still am not 100% sure who I'm picking. Which brings us to the third subject, which could put the final nail in the coffin. So I can't take credit for this. I have heard this question before, but I thought it was a great one I'd like to pose to you.
Was this in the rundown?
Yes. Do you think it's better to have, in the Eagles' case, a better team, better overall team, or is it better to have Patrick Mahomes, who is the best player, and he will have the ball in his hands 70 times?
That because the Eagles are better, but I don't think they're that much better than Mahomes is than Hurts. That was convoluted. The whole sum of the Chiefs or the whole Eagles isn't that much better than the Chiefs. Where I think Patrick Mahomes is way better at quarterback than Jalen Hurts is right now. And I like Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying anything bad about him. Did I tell you he could lift 600 pounds?
Of what?
Iron.
Well, I mean, that's
We
different.
don't know that.
We don't know. Is it 600 pounds of feathers? That's less.
That's not true. It would just look a lot bigger on the bar.
PFF grades. Do you want to hear them for the two quarterbacks? Mahomes was
sure.
third and Jalen Hurts was fifth overall offense. But in
There you
passing offense, Mahomes was second and Hurts was 5th. Okay. So Joe Burrow is the top rated quarterback. How does that make you feel, Tim?
Surprises nobody on this podcast.
Yeah, we're big Joe Burrow fans over here.
Yeah. Tim actually did text us 2 weeks ago that he loved watching Burrow play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have since LSU.
Tim, what are your thoughts on the
I would say
question?
I agree with Jack where the teams are very close. I just would say the weapons that the Eagles have on offense are better than what the Chiefs have. And I think Hurts can make some plays. I don't know. Are we going to do picks?
We're gonna pick the game. Yeah, we want to put it on.
So
wax.
We're not going to go down the list of 35 prop bets that we're going to do on Sunday before the game starts.
No, I have one I want to ask Tim about, but because I know he's gonna bet it, but I'll get there.
I am going to lean Eagles.
Oh,
I
I did
believe.
not expect that.
And this is gonna send some waves down to our guest host, but I don't think Mahomes is awesome. I just don't like Mahomes.
Yeah. Why?
Don't know. Personal opinion, I guess.
Hey man, you're allowed to have that.
All right,
So
here's a question that organically came up from what Tim was saying. Who is the best weapon in this game? Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Travis Kelce. Those are probably the top three. Because Tim was saying the weapons are so much better on the Eagles. But if you have
depth wise,
but if you have the better quarterback, like the guy that's probably going to win MVP, and
of
if
the
you
losing team,
if
was he Jerry West?
Tim, can I get my point across? If you have Mahomes, who's probably going to win league MVP, and if you say Kelsey's the best weapon, now you're talking about the best quarterback and the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, obviously I think he's Patrick Mahomes' best weapon, but the best overall weapon in the game is probably AJ Brown. Because you could give him the ball 8 yards on an 8 yard in, and he's like the one guy in the game who can house that.
Devontae Smith could probably do that too, though.
Yeah, I think like Devontae Smith is a better like deep ball, like deep route runner and catcher.
I agree, though. I think AJ Brown.
I would say if there's a sleeper, it's probably Jerick McKinnon. He's been playing his ass off for like the last 6 weeks.
I don't know. I like the Eagles wideouts better than I like Travis Kelce. And you can say that because there's more than them. There's two of them. You can take Travis Kelce out of the game. Maybe. You can't take both Devontae Smith and AJ Brown out of the game. If you double one, the other one's going to be open or have a shitty third string cornerback on him.
Why is he a third string cornerback?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
Didn't make the film room.
Yeah.
Didn't put in the work.
Hey, guys, they got two good receivers out there. So we're not going to start our starters. We're not going to play their backups. Let's bring in the third stringers.
You four, sit down.
Oh, why, coach? Listen.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you move them in the offense.
You know what? It would be like one of the dumbest coaching decisions of all time to start your all-pro or to bench your all-pro corner for no reason on the day of the Super Bowl. Well, who would do that?
Never happened before.
Now you got me all fired up over something I didn't know I was going to get fired up about. Fucking Philly special and Nick Foles.
It was a really good play. Glad that's what it's called forever now. Can't just be like a halfback pass, halfback double pass.
Anyways, so
where did you land on that?
We didn't make our picks.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet.
No, who's the best?
No,
skill?
Yeah, again, trying to get my point across. And
you're pausing.
Because you guys keep talking. So I lean towards
so boring.
Having Patrick Mahomes is more important.
Yeah.
Think of how many times we watched the fact that Tom Brady was in a playoff game overtake all other factors in that game.
Yeah. Unless it's a blowout, it's going to come down to a 2-minute drill at the end of the half and at the end of the game. And would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes running that for you? AJ Brown can't get himself the ball. I mean, even with I don't even know if MVS is playing. I know one of them's hurt, but Juju or MVS is hurt. But either way, like he'll get them the ball if it needs to get to them. And again, I don't think that it's all deserving, but Andy Reid is an experienced playoff and Super Bowl coach too. He knows his way around the big game.
He likes to screw up his time, though. He screws up
so bad. I can't believe he's still that bad at it.
All right. Moment of truce. All right. Before we make the picks.
We're gonna have a truce on what?
No, before we make the picks, Tim, 50.5 is the over under, right?
Yep.
Are you betting it? And what are you doing?
Over.
Way over.
Have you ever considered betting the under and rooting for no fun?
I don't know. 50.5 is just so low, but I'm going to be honest. I said that about every single over under 2 weekends ago and was wrong on most of them.
Wait, we got both teams? 50? No problem.
Know what I'll do? I'll buy the points, make it 55.
Oh, nope. You buy the points down, Tom.
I don't know how teases work. And don't try and explain it. I'm just never going to get it.
I mean, it was so simple, and it was a great explanation I gave you.
Yeah, I kind of zoned
Where do
out.
the points come from? That's a great question. I don't know. Space?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas, I guess.
Pull them out of the sand.
Mr. Vegas.
They go out there with a shovel.
Jack, you're the guest on this particular episode. Who you got?
Chiefs, 37-34.
Oh shit,
God.
We're saying numbers?
We don't do scores on this podcast.
Oh, okay, Chiefs.
But how about Chiefs?
Chiefs money line.
Team and MVP. Give us that.
Okay. Chiefs, Jerick McKinnon.
I need to do that for the freeze frame for YouTube.
That's the thumbnail.
What did you just say?
Chiefs, Jerick McKinnon is my MVP.
Oh my God.
Let's all take a moment and recognize that James White very well could have been the Super Bowl MVP of the 28-3 comeback.
He should have been.
Yeah. Deion Branch won it 1 year.
Yeah. But then you look at what Tom Brady did and you're like, they got it right. All right,
Edelman
Tim, your
could
pick.
have been the MVP of that game too.
He was the next time. He was for number 6.
Eagles.
Dead air, bud. Come on.
Eagles, AJ Brown. No.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I was going to do a defensive player, but
I am going to go with the Chiefs, and I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes as the MVP.
Chalk.
Yeah, well, I went chalk with my baseball MVP picks last year, Jack, and how'd that work out? Luis Robert played like 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who that person is.
Yeah, that's why we started the baseball
That's why
podcast.
you don't have that's why you've never been a guest on that one.
I don't get a lot of calls for that.
So, Tim, have you been keeping track of the playoff picks for us? You said you were going to, but I'm sure you just forgot that task.
Playoff picks?
Yeah, we were making the picks all through the playoffs, and you were writing them down, but
just go back and
wrote
listen
them
to
down
real quick.
So I do this thing all the time where my gut is like, you know what? For some reason, you should just pick this team, and then I don't because my brain says like these are all the reasons you shouldn't, and my gut is usually right. And my gut this time said the Eagles. I want to put that out there that I'm probably going to be wrong again, and again I went against my gut.
Just so you can pull the clip of it's going to be the Eagles. Say, I got it.
Yeah, I'm going to loop that on social media. Well, Tim, I just write down the names now. We can go over it after the big game.
Well, let's see. I'm looking.
No, I don't want to do this where you try and read on camera. So we're going to take a break.
And I picked the Giants.
We're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk some Celtics. Guys, we're back. And we are, I mean, if you don't listen to this by Thursday, it's your fault. This is going to be out Wednesday. You have a full 24 hours before the trade deadline in the NBA to listen to it. So first things first, the Kevin Durant for Jaylen Brown rumor flared up again because Stephen A. Smith said it.
He yelled it. He doesn't say anything. He yells things.
And listen,
claims
Stephen A. Smith is definitely well connected, but I don't know if you guys watch any of those morning shows. I don't, because it's all manufactured. So
Cold Pizza was the best one.
that's what Stephen A. Smith's show is now. It's cold pizza. They just.
Yeah, but Stephen A. Smith wasn't on it.
Anyways, I'm not a cold pizza fan. I like it warmed up, but
You're out of your
he's
mind.
so where? What do you guys?
You're
I
out of
get
your
it's-
mind. Better than hot pizza, Tim?
I get
Cold
Kevin
pizza's
Durant is
better than
Kevin
hot
Durant,
pizza.
but
Are you-
I don't want this trade to happen. I'm just gonna power through. I don't want this trade to happen. They
What do you mean? They're not even really talking about it.
no, I don't think so
The
either.
Nets came out today and said emphatically, "We are not trading Kevin Durant."
Well, there you go. I missed that quote.
Yeah,
I was wrist deep in a toilet.
And I don't
Why you guys
think
are
I would
laughing.
want them to trade Jaylen Brown right now.
No,
You're the number one team in the East. Like, what?
yeah.
Why the?
They
are you
don't need to
doing?
make a move. If they need to make a move, it's to add size, and maybe a point guard. But
Jack has
I don't think-
definitely not been listening because we definitely said they need to add size last week. Jack,
And we're huge Marcus Smart fans.
slap in the face. Well, I think
Okay.
that's important to know that they have not had Marcus Smart for like over almost 2 weeks now. He makes a difference. But
Yeah, you
Jack,
can
we
tell.
agree that size is what they need a guy. I said it. They need a guy with a little bit of length, a little bit of girth that can shoot a three.
And maybe foreign.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
think moving. I don't think moving Jaylen Brown has been ever a good idea. That's never been a good idea.
I thought you were going to say Jason Bourne, and you don't want to try and move him.
No, good luck. I won't be in the same room with him.
So I wrote on the
I
rundown.
don't think those movies were about eviction.
What?
They were trying to evict him from his life, man.
Jesus, we can't do a three-way again. I don't know what's happening. I'm losing. Is this like sometimes when we hang out, you two just get into something sometimes, and you do little giggles, and you're probably hitting the moon pen, and I don't know. You too. You gotta watch.
I've never
out for
done
you
that.
Too. Yeah, you have, Tim. You've smoked marijuana a lot.
Wow.
And
Hopefully nobody at work's listening to this. Hello, Sheriff.
God. Well, I bet the sheriff's not listening, and he doesn't know who you are.
I saw him today.
And he was like, "Hey, Bill,
Get back in your cell."
how'd you get a uniform? That doesn't fit." No. So it's
So
one of
then,
these
Tom,
things.
you laid out a very specific prototype. Who is that person? Who do they go after?
Danilo Gallinari, but no.
But he's
so
hurt. That's the whole point of Tom.
we were
Yeah,
looking it
okay.
up last year. Last week we saw some names, and we were just kind of like, you know what? We're not going to pretend to be NBA insiders here, but the
Speak for
names
yourself.
and the size of the gentlemen in their shooting 3-point percentage, I was like, okay to a couple of them. One name I've seen thrown out that I'm a hard no on, and that's Kelly Olynyk. I just don't like his face. I've seen that name thrown out
To come back
saw-
to the Celtics?
to
Ooh.
come back to the Celtics.
Ugh.
I
He's
saw
a-
Nerlin Noel today.
No, he can't shoot a 3-pointer.
No,
Him?
and he's got to be 50 at this point. I was
No,
kicking
he's
Jack's
still there.
ass in NBA with him when I was 10.
How about Nurkic? Yusuf Nurkic. Nurkic? Is that it?
Nurkic, yes, from the Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take
I've
him.
seen his name. I've seen his name out there.
But here's my question to you guys. I put a name in the rundown, and I actually started to hear rumors about it today, and I was like, I gotta get a bigger platform. I'm 3 steps ahead of everyone. Grant Williams, expiring contract, super inconsistent. He's averaging 8 points. Did you know that? 8 points.
Yeah, I did know that. I knew it was something like that.
And here's a pro about Grant Williams. He does, I don't know how because he's not big, but he gives Giannis a little bit of fits. He makes it tough for Giannis. He doesn't shut him down, but he makes it tough for him.
Once I saw that, I read a report about why it was from a Celtics. I want to say it was Celtics Insider. And it said that he shut down Giannis and Kevin Durant in last year's playoffs. And I was like, that's a stretch. We're giving him a lot of credit.
And you
Like he stayed in front of Giannis and took one of those like where Giannis gets a full head of steam and just tries to bowl over you, and he took a charge.
okay. So here's this: his 3-pointers made per month. I guess I won't mention February because he's played 3 games. 2, 1.5, 1.7, 1.3. And then his percentage was, again, this is October was 5 games. He shot 66%. Then he shot 38, 44, 36. And this month in 3 games, he shot 25. He's just not consistent. He wants a lot of money and he's expiring. That is the recipe for trading him.
He asked for $18 to $20 million.
Yes. That's a lot of money, as stated.
That's way too much money for him. And I think he's a bad locker room guy.
Oh, I think it's the opposite. I think people like him. Like he's the annoying, he's annoying, but I don't hate him.
Yeah, I hate watching him.
I don't like watching him either. That's pretty damning about the threes. That's unfortunate. You should have just included February. There's a chance he could have at least hit 3.
He's shot 25%.
Yikes. Yeah, I think he doesn't do anything maybe except give Giannis fits and just jack up a wildly inappropriate 3-pointer.
He did win game 6.
7.
So that's why he thinks he can get 18 million, to answer your question, because he can perform in the playoffs. If he does it again, he's going to ask for the same number. It's like he definitely did this on purpose, where he didn't try to do an extension because he tried to bet on himself. Unfortunately, he has 8 points a game. But if he has a hot playoffs, he'll make money. Somebody will pay him, and somebody will be wrong.
Yeah.
Is it worth holding on to him if we all agree that he does disrupt Giannis?
I don't think
ever
they
so
should
slightly
make any moves. I don't like. Maybe get another center. And is Gallinari set to come back at some point?
No,
that's a torn ACL.
So you can't really move him.
No, but you get his injured players exception to add like some.
So maybe
I think it's $5 million.
I think they have a good rotation for the best team. Obviously every team needs like one more piece, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't.
If you can trade Grant Williams and get a guy 3 to 5 inches taller than him that can shoot a 3 better than him, do you hate it?
No.
I'm
also not looking for it. You know, Tom, it really has to find me. It's like love. It really just has to come to me.
And it did.
Yeah.
I don't think other teams find Grant Williams to be that good.
Tim,
there's a reason they keep letting him shoot.
Yeah, there's always someone.
Yeah.
Have you noticed someone
to trade for this perfect guy who's 6'11" and shoots 40% or better from the 3-point line?
But that could be another expiring contract that they don't want to sign. Or a guy that
terrible at defense.
Not my perfect fit. I don't know if this person exists. I'm just like imagining this.
Tom's looking for Jaren Jackson. I think Tom's exact bet is Jaren Jackson from the Grizzlies.
I think the Grizzlies might hang up the phone.
Yeah, you never know. Jack wanted a point guard. They got a point guard.
They do have a point guard.
No, I think they're good, but I just the problem is the amount of NBA minutes being allotted to the triumvirate of Grant Williams, Sam Hauser, and Luke Cornett. That could be consolidated in my mind to one person who's more effective.
Yeah.
I think you're giving up more than Grant Williams.
They can take Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett.
You don't like the Cornett contest?
It's funny to me, and it's really
from 15 feet away.
That to me is hysterical, and he's a good locker room guy because he in the past couple games has gone in eating like Jason Tatum's Ruffles, and Marcus Smart has a cereal to benefit like Dana Farber or something, and he came in eating a bowl of that. Good clubhouse guy. Make him your 12th man. You go in to play against Detroit when you're up by 26. Not as your backup center.
Yeah.
You need Rob Williams insurance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're talking about two guys.
No, I'm not.
You're just talking about this one super freak.
Him. There's no such thing as a super freak who's 6'10" in the NBA and can shoot a three.
A lot of guys can do that now.
There's
But again, it's
60% of them.
I just don't think you're getting them at this.
Specifically, it's Jaren Jackson.
No. I mean, obviously, yes, it's Jaren Jackson. But that's obviously that's not realistic. And even a thing. No, that's the spot they need. That's what it's starting to get scary when Tatum comes out of games, how they can't score. Now, again, Smart's out. Smart and Jaylen Brown on the second unit are huge. I also love Malcolm Brogdon. That's what I have to say.
That was a really good pickup.
Brad Stevens knows what he's doing up there in the office. I don't know. Do you guys, Tim? You seem to. Do you have something else in mind? You're
would rather them. I'm not poo-pooing it. I just don't think you're going to get somebody who hits all these things. I think you're going to wind up giving up way more than just Grant Williams. Maybe now, if they can get
like who are you saying? Oh no, you have to throw Derek White into this? No,
they said Derek White is untradeable.
He should be. I love Derek White. Oh, how about this? Think about this the next time you're watching the Celtics. When they played the Sixers on Wednesday night, I want you to keep an eye on something. Derek White moves, has the exact same shot, same way he runs. Everything is the exact same as Joel Goulet. Watch it. They move the same.
I don't have much tape on Joel Goulet, but
I'm going to be honest. I also don't know if I know Joel's running form.
Well, then at some point, invite Joel to play pickup basketball and watch. I was like stunned one day. You know what it is?
He won't play against me. I broke his ankle that one time.
They do this thing where they have to kind of like rev up to run fast. Both of them. They like put their head down and get their arms going. And then they take off. It's the exact same. That's all. And I don't know. Hunter Pence and my friend Dan Donahue move the exact same.
All four of these people.
Do you know who Hunter Pence is, Tim?
No, Hunter Pence and Dan move the same.
I know.
Joel and saying. No, Tim doesn't. Joel and Derek White. It's two pairs. But good job getting the four.
Those pairs don't run the same.
No.
It's a confusing way to say that.
No, it wasn't. Jack got it.
I got it.
That's why the baseball podcast is more sophisticated.
Yeah. Second time he's used that word to describe it. And we don't actively check our phones in the middle of a podcast.
I was looking up the guys we were talking about last weekend. It was PJ Washington and Devontae Graham.
Devontae Smith is on the Eagles. That was the last segment.
Javonte Green. Those were the two targets we were talking about.
And Tim, could you give their specs?
Boy. No, I can't.
No, don't.
It was
don't
both over 40%, though.
I meant.
And they're above 6'10". So right in your wheelhouse.
Oh, I'm just looking at I'm in front of a live audience, and I'm nodding to the fact that that guy does exist. You're the yellow M&M, Tim.
All chocolate in the middle, Tom.
That's the peanut M&M.
You're an idiot. Oh man. Okay. Well, Tim, take it away. This is where you rule. Jack, did you make a list?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
All right. So
Jack will go first as our guest.
Okay.
But go ahead, tell the people.
My producer wanted us to do Super Bowl foods this week with he wants to be called boss today. Big game foods for the big game. So Jack, we're gonna go 5-1.
He has to clarify every time because he wants to give away.
You just want to go to the top spot. Who cares about through 5?
If you just top 5, but there's thousands of foods. I like these 5.
Yeah, but you build.
I would still eat the other
Let me ask you a question.
995.
In your 5, is number 1, do you like more than number 5?
Okay, last week when we talked gummy foods, was your number 1 more than your number 5? Jack, please
Yeah,
go.
Smurfs. I listened to it. Smurfs. Okay.
Well, first of all, my number 1 was Haribo gummy bears, and my number 5 was purple Skittles. I wouldn't spit at either
Skittles,
of those.
Jack, as a
Yeah.
gummy.
It's not really a gummy, Tim. Starburst, you can make an argument for.
That Starburst was my number 2 because they're surprisingly juicy. All right, go ahead, Jack.
Taco salad, number 5.
Nice.
No, just keep going. We don't go round robin.
Oh, I go all 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this setup, but my.
Oh, wait, do you want to go round robin? You've never said anything. You never said anything in our pre.
You just always force me to say all 5 of mine.
All right, so go. What's your number 5, Tim?
I went with cheese in different forms. Melted cheese and crackers. I like beer cheese.
How can it be so vague and so lame at the same time?
I like cheese in all its form. That's so boring. Cheese and crackers. Really
Yeah.
Good first quarter snack. That's a pre-show snack.
Well, I'll keep this thing rolling. I like potato chips and onion dip.
Nothing to say to that, huh, Jack?
It's better than cheese.
Cheese in all
Beer
forms.
cheese?
It's vague though. You don't. That's a look it up when you're done. You're just like not.
They use in a really weird place, Tim.
It's just you can't just say cheese in all forms. That's you're too wide a swath. All right, Jack.
Cheese and
number
crackers,
4.
beer cheese.
Chili.
I had taco salad at number 4.
Okay, there we go. First crossover.
Yeah, I don't want to share my chili thoughts, but
You don't like chili?
I just don't like chili. I don't.
Wow.
I'll eat it. So if it's made, I'm gonna eat it. But it's not like.
Is it a bean thing?
No, love beans.
Mm.
It's chili
What about
powder.
white chicken chili?
Is it main flavor?
It's chili powder.
3 tablespoons too much of chili powder?
I think that's just the pack.
Okay, so my number 4 is going to be. This is specific to our family.
Yeah, that's
but
what
it's
my
going
number
to
5 was.
it's going to be like mom's baked goods, whether it's cookies or peanut butter squares or no bakes. I know that's contradictory, but that kind of thing. Because you never think of desserts. You're always focused on like the pregame apps.
I did not think of any desserts.
Yeah, I left desserts off too.
That's
to be
you're not
inclusive.
thinking of them.
How to be inclusive.
All right, Jack, you're number 3.
Number 3 is the little hot dogs and the what are they called?
Pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket. That's it. Couldn't think of it. Pigs in a blanket
Really?
is my number 3.
Big pigs in a blanket guy, huh?
Give me those and honey
Great
mustard.
Great pick. Phenomenal. I'm actually jealous I didn't think of it.
I went number 3. I just went safe. I did pizza. I think
Hot or cold?
On game day it can be hot.
It
It's
can
gonna
be.
be. It's gonna be better the next day, but I'll eat it hot.
My number 3 is actually probably like my favorite snack, but on the big game, the day of the big game, you expect other things. But my number 3 is chips and salsa.
There you go. You adding guac to that?
Oh yeah, if you want to put it out, I'm not gonna say no.
All right, so this is my number 2.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Me and Tim are crossing over again. Nice slice of pizza pie.
Wow, there we go.
jeez.
Now, where do you guys land on calzones?
I'm
Anti.
I'm in the Ben Wyatt. I like.
You're that big of a calzone
No,
guy?
no. I just like them.
Oh, that was his whole personality.
Yeah, my personality is if you put a calzone. Well, Jack, get ready for a fucking calzone this weekend.
I was gonna say you might want to bring your own food. I'll just keep one unwrapped for you.
So Tim, you're number 2.
Oh, number 2. I went with sliders.
Again, can't dispute that. Kind of upset I didn't think of it myself. I got
I
along with
love
Foreman now. I didn't
I
think of
love
pizza
sliders.
either. Pizza, we never had pizza for the big game, did we?
We used to make our own.
Yeah.
In Boylston, Mass.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
store-bought dough, but you don't remember Tim concocting a Dexter's laboratory of like meatballs? I'm gonna put some buffalo chicken on here.
No, because all I remember
ricotta.
was having chop
He
suey.
put Italian sausage in the breakfast sausage and made. What a
It adds
fucking
an-
asshole.
It adds a nice touch.
No, it doesn't. It adds a touch that somebody added the wrong sausage.
Did I hear about this?
Of course you did. It's all I talked about that day.
It adds a
Yeah,
little
but-
spice to it.
Jack, right before I pulled up to the house, I popped a gummy on the walk to the barbecue place. I couldn't. Whew.
And then he put all the food in the oven to cook it after we got home on Saturday night and just went right to sleep.
Classic Tim. Well, guess what? I shared a bed with him, and he wears a mask. I wasn't. I was born in the darkness.
darkness.
All right, my number 2 is buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah. That dovetails perfectly in my number 1. The best Super Bowl food of all time.
Oh, the best
Buffalo
food.
chicken wings. Chicken wings in general, any sauce or flavor you got, I'm not going to say no to you. Chicken wings, fried chicken wings.
Yep. They're so good.
Make it 3.
Oh my god! I thought you were about to not say chicken wings, and I was going to throw this brand.
But I don't know how you guys feel. If I go to a party and someone puts a bone in it, takes the bone out of it, if it's chicken, breaded, and has buffalo sauce on it, I'm eating it.
Yeah,
Yep,
barbecue
bone in or
sauce
out.
too. We can do garlic parm, sweet chili, any flavor you got. Bring
Tim.
them on.
So you're making chicken wings this weekend?
I'm not.
I have a mess of chicken wings. I have probably like 5-6 pounds of chicken wings.
Okay, Jack's bringing chicken wings. Can we
Could,
any
now that I'm
honorable
on,
mentions?
but
Anything's
I was
just
on.
off your list? Because I have 1, and now that Jack said pigs in a blanket, I have 2. 'Cause I fucking love pigs in a blanket. God, I'm hungry and I want to have pigs in a blanket right now. I had
We
taco
talked about it
salad for
earlier.
dinner.
Those little, yeah, but you didn't put Catalina dressing in there.
2 things that have
Oh
come
no, I
onto my
made taco
recent.
meat and put it on top of the salad.
2 things
no.
that have recently aren't really traditional for me, but now the Trader Joe's gyoza. Pop a couple of them guys down.
Yeah, those are good.
The
And,
meatballs with
that's a
the
Christmas
sweet
Eve
chili
staple.
sauce.
I was gonna say, I don't know why, but I really like bagel bites.
I almost
Bagel-
put that on bagel bites
Nobody-
or the pizza pocket.
Pizza bites, yeah. So that's in my pizza, right? Pizza
So-
in all forms.
My only other
I had bagel
honorable
bites this
mention
weekend.
is a charcuterie board.
Yeah, you guys just went kind of just off your list. Tim went with a cheese board. Tim went with a
Different.
wheel of cheese. I'm gonna show up with a wheel of cheese, and you say, "Oh, it's in your top 5, same as number 1."
Yeah,
So yeah, you would rather have cold, hard cheese than a chicken wing, is what you're saying.
my number
Or if
one's
you were
chicken
offered
wing, but
both,
let's
yeah.
build up to the types of cheese. Do you want to know a secret about me?
You don't like cheese?
No, I was eating pizza pockets during Tom Brady's drive against the Rams in Super Bowl 36. And I turned after Adam Vinatieri's field goal hit the split the uprights because there's still 2 seconds left in Super Bowl 36, but they let the 2 seconds tick off. So I was walking into our kitchen as the Patriots were like flooding onto the field. And then
Well,
Mom just started screaming, "The Patriots just won the Super Bowl! There's chop suey in the fridge! The Patriots just won the Super Bowl!"
you have that chop suey.
Better read it.
Oh man. She did yell half of that. I'll let you guys decide which half. But yeah, so I missed the whole celebration. I turned around and I was like, what? I thought they were gonna have to kick off.
Well, you're just not a big sports fan. You don't understand sports.
Couldn't gather the moment. Couldn't grasp it.
Guys, do you want me to share my screen right after recording and show you that there's 2 seconds left in Super Bowl 36?
I don't know. Tell it to
You're
Lonnie
just-
Paxton doing a
you're just-
majestic snow angel in the end zone.
Well,
No
Bill
snow.
Belichick went out
Somebody
there
who's
and
a
stole
pleasure
the
to watch
ring
a
right
game with
off
would've
Marshall
known.
Falk's finger. All right. Jack, thanks for joining us. A couple.
It's been a blast, guys. Thanks for having me. Great podcast.
Hey, Jack,
you got over here.
we'll see you on Sunday.
Sure, I'll be the one with 5 pounds of chicken wings.
Jack, if you don't,
Hey, if
bring
you
that,
bring
should just
them-
walk out.
If you bring them already taken care of, then we can make them.
What is already taken care of me?
Cleaned up.
Clean
Yeah,
them
they're all
up.
clean. They're ready to go.
Bread them.
Oh, you just keep them in the fridge, cleaned up. How long do they last? A week?
Are these frozen chicken wings?
Don't
they
worry
have
if
been
they're
frozen, but they're not like Tyson or anything. They're chicken wings.
from
Legit.
Wegmans, probably.
I'm now
Butcher
trying
box.
to. From what?
Butcher box.
Oh,
Oh, fancy.
um,
Yeah, so just do a little cornstarch on there, and we'll fry
just a
them up.
little programming note for everyone, all our listeners. Again, we're on YouTube. Like and subscribe. The Never Words Pod. Might be the Never Words Podcast. You'll see us. It'll be me and Tim, and now Jack. Jack doesn't know. I'm going to tell him now that we're starting the baseball podcast back up next week.
Woo!
Probably
Let's go.
Gonna,
Truck day was a couple of weeks ago. I'm pumped.
gonna do probably.
You guys want me to sit in on that one?
No, we're good.
I would actually love nothing more.
But
I think I sat in on one once.
I tried
No,
early on to do
yeah.
baseball with you, and it was tough. Their
And
ERA.
the last time I was here, we talked about it very briefly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. Me and Jack will be back, but Tim and me will be back to talk about what happened in the big game. So
Also, keep your eyes open for a Super Bowl bonanza where I might have a live recording.
you have not cleared that with the higher ups.
You were in the text.
Oh yeah, we don't. Like you said, we don't have that type of technology.
Yeah, we do.
I got a handful of
You
microphones.
can literally stream live on your telephone.
All right, guys, that was great. I'll talk to you later.